And we are live, and it's all attached, and a thing has moved again, as usual. Hello, hello. Oh well, it's fine. It's a good angle. Do you agree? It's a good angle. Let me just put this cushion here somewhere else. Oh dear. You put everything ready, right? Then I have to take the phone off again because I have to fill out a whole. Hey Charlotte, I have to fill out a whole question list, and then I have to put it back, and it all changes. I think it does it on purpose. Yes, so my husband's here as well, as you can see. He says, hi everyone. So he's on troll duty. Hi Julie. Oh dear. Hi Connie. Hi Mamie. Hi Emma. I might as well have a sip of tea. Still very warm. Hi there. So yeah, I suppose it's evening for some of us. Hi there. And of course, it's morning for someone else in the world. And evening and night and afternoon, all kinds of. Hi Hager. Hi. Yeah, the storm. Personally, here in Exmouth, it's been okay. Oh my goodness! It was a plane that was. Oh my word, that's amazing. Yeah, no. The storm. We've had loads and loads of rain. Devon. Some I've seen pictures of roads underwater, all kinds of things. But locally here and us ourselves, we seem to be all right. We had a lot of rain and wind. Hi Pat. But yeah, I think Exmouth itself, we sort of escaped the worst of it. But yeah, it's been, yeah, look, Robin says it's blowing a gale here up in North Devon. So it just depends where you are, I suppose. We're right next to the coast. So, sort of 2 streets in, sort of from the seaside. So I guess we've been very lucky. 6 years ago, I was standing outside on Valentine's evening, brushing the water away from my front door with my brush that I had. I mean, there was no, hi Anna. I didn't have any special things, that was what I had. So I just used a brush and I tried to keep the water from entering my house, basically. Hi everyone. And they gave us sandbags and everything to put against the proper, sort of, we have a brick fence at the front, so they put into the opening where the gate is, and yeah, to keep the to keep the water out. So yeah, that was 6 years ago. And it was really bad then because we had spring tide at the same time as sort of really, really bad weather and rain. So today or yesterday, we didn't have that tide coming up at the same time as really bad rain. So it's been okay. It's been okay. But of course, I'm only speaking for myself. I have no idea, anywhere else in Devon or in in the town, but I think we've been okay. But hopefully it's not too bad elsewhere. Wow, so everybody's logging on and joining in for the live. Thank you for joining me. It's such a nice thing to have. I mean, it's amazing. Sort of Monday, Tuesday, I don't sort of think about it, but then I start thinking sort of towards the weekend, and I already almost thinking, almost all of the week I'm thinking, oh, that live on Sunday, what shall I talk about? What shall we do? I'm always thinking about it. It's really, really nice. So, yeah, as if I had to threaten him. He was like, okay, it's 10 minutes to go. I shall go and sit in front of my computer, he said. 10 minutes till we're live. That was funny. Oh dear. Actually, yeah, he's good like that. I know, Mum. Actually, yes, there's so many new members. It's really, really nice. I said in the, oh, great, Pat. I said in the little announcement, the picture I took was actually a Valentine's picture that I took on my Instagram. It had special filters for with your pet. So that's why Layla has the little hearts coming out of her head. And I thought I'd use that picture in the hope that she would join me. And I was sort of here this afternoon at the earlier hour where I used to do my live, and she was all up and she was ready and she was all into all kinds of mischief. And I thought, Layla, you're too early. So she's asleep now. So hopefully she'll join us later, but I have no idea whether she will or not. She was awake for the previous time, but unfortunately she's gone back to sleep. Yes, so here in Devon, hi, here in Devon, near Exeter. I know they just cannot make up their minds, can they? Near Exeter, we have this showground, and it's called West Point, and it's a huge area. Yeah, like before, Pat. Do you remember you could hear us snore? It's this huge area and a huge hall, and they have all kinds of exhibitions and fairs that go on. And they also have the county show there, and it's like 20 minutes drive from here, so it's really, really convenient for us here. So Dirk and I, we like to go to the county fair. We've only been, I think, once or twice now. So if the weather is nice, we might go. Oh no, we won't go this year. We won't be able to go because we'll be in Belgium at that time. So yeah, maybe next year we'll go to the county fair. But twice a year in this West Point location, there is a craft fair. I mean, they do all kinds of fairs. They do like miniature house fairs. They do steam railway, old timers, all kinds of things. Caravanning, motorhoming, things like that. But it's the craft fair, of course, that I'm interested in, because, of course, you get all kinds of goodies that we enjoy so much that we can have for our hobby. So, as you know, I have done this haul before. I did it in September. So every year in September there's a craft fair, and every year in February there is one. And they're two different organisers, and they're set up slightly different. Yes, West Point is huge. They are set up slightly different. And although I think the very, very first hobby fair that I did when I lived here, I went on my own, but ever since I've always gone together with Karen, because Karen, she's the admin in the Facebook group as well, and she's joined me here as well a couple of times. So Karen and I always spend a day together, and we now have a system, right? So we get there for opening, and it's really busy at 10 o'clock. Everybody's there for opening, so we just sit in the car for a little while longer. I meet her in the car park. She sort of is there first, tells me about where she parks, and then I meet her in the car. I finish drinking my coffee with her in the car, and then when the big rush is over, sort of 10:20, we go and join the queue, although we don't have to queue up because we already buy our tickets in advance. And then we do this thing where we go and we do every row. So we go up and down, and we work our way through the whole thing. We will buy a couple of things, but not to start with. We're just looking and seeing what there is and just chatting and, just having a nice time. Then we will go back to the car. See, this is a system. We've done this quite a few times now. And then we go back to the car and we have our lunch in the car. So we take our own packed lunch. Now, in the beginning, we used to go and have lunch in West Point itself. but it's too busy. We couldn't find a spot to sit in the restaurant, and it was really expensive for what we had. It was dried out bread and it was so expensive. So we said, right, that's it. Next time we will have our lunch in the car, because that takes us out of the craft fair a little bit quiet. We can have a sit down, we can have a little quiet chat, and then we go off again. So that's what we did yesterday. Before we go to the car, we'll buy a couple of big things if we have seen them, like for example a pack of wool, you know, because they're big. So then we can take that to the car straight away. So then we have our lunch, and then after lunch we do the same thing. We go round, but generally there's a lot less people, because some people come in, go to where they want to go and go back out. Some people don't have a system, and some people have to leave, you know, they only go round once, or they want to leave for lunch or whatever. So after lunch is a lot quieter, and we go again, we do the same thing again, and that's when we buy up the majority of our things. But the September one, the system works perfectly. It's foolproof in September. It's really, really good. It works. But in February, these organisers set up the stalls slightly differently. And there's, in the middle, there's a cafe, and there's other shorter walkways. So the cafe breaks up some of the paths, and then there's more in the middle of the cafe, but you can't go from one to the other. So you have to think about that, and our system didn't work. So we had like, what do we do now moments, you know. But it's all good fun. We had such fun. And yeah, so this also gives gives Karen a chance to sit down, because she got a bit tired, because her back started aching. So I said, right, let's go for a drink in the little cafe in the middle. So then we find her a spot, we sit her down, and I leave all my bags with her, and I go and do the star thing, right, where I walk off, go to somewhere, and I come back. I walk off and I come back. So I come back and see her every time, so I don't leave her for like longer than 10-15 minutes. And that works really well. She can have a little rest, and I can see a few more things. But of course, yeah, our system was a little bit in shatters yesterday, whenever it was, Friday. But I think I managed to see everything I wanted to see, and I had a list. It was only 2 things on my list this time, but I still, yeah. Yes, so Julie, I've been to the NEC in Birmingham. I've been to a Doll's House fair there, and oh my goodness, I had such fun. I went there with my friend Anya, and we drove over from Belgium. We drove over, oh, I can't remember, it was in a weekend. We drove over, we went to, so we drove all the way to the NEC. We went to Shakespeare, the Shakespeare house, what was it again, Charlotte something? Charlocote Manor. We went, yes, Charlocote Manor in the morning, Stratford in the afternoon. Oh my goodness, we had the most, so we went sort of shopping in the afternoon, and I knew where the car was, but Anya, of course, she hadn't been there before. I had been there before, and I knew what I was doing. So we, yes, Pat, I'll show you in a moment. So we went shopping in Stratford. We parked the car, went shopping, but what Anya didn't realise was that we were doing a big circle, and we were near the car, but she thought we would have to go all the way back. So I knew we were right next to the car. So we went into a pub, had a cider, and of course we had all our bags there. And then she said, and now we have to find the car. I said, yeah, it's next door. She went, what? And she thought I was drunk because I'd had that cider. But of course, no, it was true. The car was next door. It was in that car park all the way up. I always like to park at the top of that car park, so you look over the whole of Stratford. It's a car park in the centre of town. Anyway, so yeah, and then the day after we went to the NAC. Oh no, that must have been a different time. Could it have been the same weekend? Possibly. And then we went to Birmingham to the NEC, did the Doll's House Fair, and drove home that night. It was a very, very busy weekend. Lots of miles done as well. But yeah, we had great fun at the Doll's House Fair because, of course, we don't get them like that in Belgium. And I'd been to one in Newbury. I always used to go to one. And then, of course, Anya wanted to go to one, and that was the one that was on at the time that, you know, she was talking about going. So we went, but yeah. Yes, thank you, darling. Okay, so I bet you're all curious to know what I bought because, of course, I went with a list with 2 items on it. And, of course, a lot more items in my head. But before I mention what I have bought, you know I also have a system, okay? I have a little purse and I save some money in there every now and then. So I thank you for everybody who's putting a like on now. So yes, we celebrated Valentine by cooking just a nice meal. That was it. And then yesterday it was our anniversary, but the weather was so bad. 6 years ago, actually, the weather was bad as well, but the sun came out and we had wonderful pictures and we had a little walk. But of course, yesterday there was no chance of having a little walk. We went to the same place as where we had our breakfast just after getting married. So we had breakfast there yesterday. We arrived there dripping wet. It's a 5-minute walk and I was so wet. My coat was on the back of the next chair because I couldn't sit against it. I had to put it on a different chair and it was just dripping on the floor. It was terrible. Hi, Rachel. So yeah, so we went there, had breakfast, and then we sort of went into town quickly and we were going to buy all the ingredients to make ourselves a nice meal, but we just didn't fancy that. So we didn't buy anything and we were going to go for a walk, which didn't happen either. And because the weather was so bad, we just cocooned all afternoon in the sofa watching a film. Yeah, we spent the afternoon together. I was crocheting. Dirk was sleeping next to me in the sofa. No, he was fine. And then we went and got Chinese. So, you know, what more do you want? We spent the day together and we had a really nice time. That's the thing, that this is how it goes, isn't it? If you know, if the weather's bad, I'm sure we'll go for many more walks together. So we spent the day together, which was really nice. And then today as well, we went to the same place and we had roast dinner at lunchtime. And so it was a continuation of our double whammy celebration weekend. You know, just spending time together and just, you know, taking it easy basically. And tonight we had leftover Chinese. It's fine. Maybe we'll have pancakes after the live. I don't know yet. We'll see how I feel. Okay, I recognise you, Hager. It's Kiko now. No, not Kiko. Iko. Oki. Oh, now I get confused. No, what's her name? What's the dog's name now again? Eco. No. Eco, yes, okay. I thought so. Right, so what was I saying? Hi, Janet. Okay, so before I show you anything that I... No, Fernanda, that's for 50,000. That's for 50,000. We'll do the giveaway next week. Anyway, before I say what I bought, you might be thinking, oh my God, she spent so much money. I save up for it, okay? I'm always saving up. I've got a little purse that I save money for. and I put some money in it once in a while, and that's my money that I spent at the craft fair. It's sort of guilt-free money. I put it in there and I can spend it. Okay, so let me have a sip. I know, it's gonna go so quickly getting another 10,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have to start thinking about this tattoo now. Hey, dag mama! And my mum's here as well. Okay, so what did I buy at the craft fair? So this is the fair that we went to. It's called Craft for Crafters, and it was the Craft for Crafters show, and it was Thursday the 13th through to Saturday the 15th. So it was 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it's at, yeah, like I said, at the West Point Centre. So yeah, it's about £8 to get in advance ticket and £10 on the day. Sometimes I'll just buy the ticket on the day because I'm not sure which day I can make it. But yeah, this time Karen bought the tickets and I paid her back basically. So, you know, I always like to buy fabrics because I also sew, and I made a couple of really nice things for presents to give away in November, and I want to make some more. So I've bought some material which could I make little drawstring bags. Funny that. And I thought this would make lovely lining material. So lovely lining for the little bags that I make to give away. And these, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? And I bought these in 3 different shades. And they're all the same. Yeah, that's funny. The craft for witches. So yeah, I really love these fabrics. They have, you know, little writing on them, which I like, and then the drawings. Look at that butterfly. Isn't that amazing? Look, the little pocket watch, a feather, birds, flowers. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this. So, you know, for the inside of a drawstring bag, even if you made one you know, in crochet, it would still be a nice thing to line it as well. And this would make a really lovely lining. So that's the kind of fabric I look for, something light, but something that's still interesting to look at as well if you're looking into your fabric, into your bag. And so this one was one as well. So this is a little bit plainer, but still very nice. And these are all sort of the cotton, but the thinner ones. So a good lining material. I like this one as well with the colours. I thought that was pretty. And then I also got this because in one of my previous drawstring bags, I put some dotted material and it was just so cute. So I thought I would do that again. And then I have a plain blue one because I wanted just a plain one for another little drawstring bag that I think I might have in mind to make as well. Oh dear. And this here, I thought this was cute as well. Look at that. Those mandalas are just so pretty, and it's proper grey as well, so grey and cream. I really like that. So this was not sort of in the fat quarters. This I had to buy a meter of, but that's fine because I might use that as a lining for a bag. I want to make another tote bag, and yeah, I know, doesn't it just? And you know, the one that I used this summer so much, the one with the trees, I'm still in love with that fabric, and I might just make myself another bag exactly like that, but then in a different fabric that I found. Oh my goodness. Really, really pretty. Anyway, we've started with this bag here. Okay, so something fell out. Oh my goodness, it's all down. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Oh yes, you said you were going to join us. Yep, welcome. Okay, so I always buy some trinkets as well. I've got loads this time. Because I'm making a bag for I'm making a blanket for Marie, you know, Mary, my husband's godchild, and I thought I would put a little trinket on it with the letter of her name, so an M, and he gave me the thing as well. Oh, okay, and a little flower I'll put on the blanket as well. Look, see. And I've got some, oh, for goodness sake, it's not going to take all that long. They're interested. So yeah, so I got some wooden trinkets because, you know, I like to put them on things that I make, even if it's crocheted. Okay, so that's the M that I'm going to put on her blanket. Yeah, but I'm making this for your godchild. And here's that fabric that I like so much, but this is slightly different color and the quality is different, so I thought I would get these just for making like a little purse or something like that. I thought I'll make Marie. See, I say Marie because in Dutch that's how you pronounce it, or Mary. So yeah, so I thought I would make her a little bag as well from that, so we'll see how that goes. But those are really nice fabrics as well. They're really thick. So this fabric is like the upholstery fabric, you know, that you could make a cushion out of to sit on, like on a chair, for instance. While these ones here, these ones are thinner cotton. So that's ideal for using as lining. Okay, so the thicker one on the outside, yeah, it's like the live tree, and then the thinner one on the inside to make a nice soft lining. And guess what we found for not much money? Stella, look, don't laugh, I'm trying to do a good job here. You know that live tree? Look what we found. It's a scarf. It's a wide scarf. Look at that. And it's got the tree on it. And it's grey and blue. So, yeah, sorry, we had to have that. We had to have that. I know I've got a lot of scarves, and I know my husband shouldn't be watching this, but Karen bought a purple one in the same. So it's really, really nice. It's so soft. And it was £10. £10. I don't know how they can make it, or, you know, buy it for it or whatever. It's not wool. It's not wool. So it's completely, it's viscose and polyester, so it's not mohair or whatever. But yeah, it's really soft, and it looks like it's a really, I think it looks very elegant, yes indeed. And you know, very often you get these really expensive shawls like that. I think this is wonderful, and it's really soft, it looks really good. It's got little things at the bottom, look. So just, you know, for a quick shawl, £10 would be like, maybe, darling, how much would £10 be in dollars? I think he'll know. About $13? He can look it up, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this shawl. Now the thing is, yes, I have a lot of shawls, of course, crochet shawls and everything, but something like this is like, look, it folds up really, really small. So you could have this in the bottom of your bag, and the tote bag that I make, I could have this in the bottom of it. You wouldn't notice that you had it, but if you needed a shawl, if you were cold, you'd have a big shawl with you. So that was my thinking behind it. So I'm going to make that new bag, and this is just going to live in the bottom of it. And then if I need an extra layer, you're out for a walk, you didn't bring your coat, whatever, you know, in the winter, in the summer, it could get a little bit chilly in the evening, then you have your emergency shawl with you. So yeah, I am all in. Yes, there we go, $13. So yeah, and also it's a different fabric for me to wear, and it's warm and it doesn't have wool in it, so it's good for me to have that. Actually, this is where I got it from. Can you read that? It's called House of Tweed, houseoftweed.co.uk. Have a look on their website. I don't know whether they would have it, but yeah, that's where I got it from, because that's where I got the bag from. Have a look. It's ever so soft. Okay, trinket time. Trinkets. Look. Trinkets. Hi, Karen. Buttons. Pretty buttons. Wooden buttons. Look at this. Yeah, some of them say, yeah, they say made with love. They say, this one says handmade. Look, and it was £1 for a whole packet. This one says handmade. Can you see it? Yes, Stella will do that. And this one says made with love. Now I also I give this to the ladies in the crochet club, so I give them one each so they can put it on their blankets when they're finished. So that's why I buy quite a few of them, because I hand them out as well. But like these here, I was thinking of, yeah, if I make a little purse for Marie, then I might decorate it with, hi Marilyn, might decorate it with some pretty flowers, buttoned flowers, buttons, and more buttons. See? So I think, you know, that makes a nice little extra, makes it a little bit different from what, you know, normal. And then here I've got this sort of a clasp for a purse, which I'm also going to make Marie. I've got a lot of things that I have to make. But yeah, so these are the trinkets. It didn't take that long to show you because they were all still in packets. But yeah, I love buying these trinkets because I find I use them. You know, I've got them on my, you know, the bag that we made, the thing. I like to use them. Oh, thank you, Marilyn. Yeah, by next weekend. Yes, thank you very much. I have a problem though. See, we're planning on doing some renovation work, so I'll talk to you about that later on. And we need to empty our bathroom at the back, and of course I had some stuff, just we don't use the bathroom as a bathroom, so I had a shelf in there with some material. And what does she do here? The husband was going to go to the storage facility, so I gave him the material to take with him, so it was out of the way. I now have to go back to the storage facility and go and get my material. Oh well, never mind. Never mind, eh, Pat? Okay, so now I found, this was new and they had big things of it, but I didn't want to buy a big sheet. They were selling them in sheets because I wanted to try it out first. Yes, I'll have to make sure it's not raining. It's all in suitcases. I've got my material in suitcases, so it's fine. So it's just picking up the suitcases and putting them in. And look, this looks like cork. So I was thinking of just trying to sew using my sewing machine and seeing how it does when you sew it. But yeah, it looks really pretty. They had plain ones in big but not in small, so I had to get the colored one. And then also they had this one as well, which I liked best. So look, so it's like cork. It looks like cork, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, from one of the fabric stalls. I got this, so it's new. So this was like cut-offs that they were selling for just a couple of pounds, and I thought, right, that's fine, because I'll have a look and see how it works. I'll try and sew with it. I'll try and make something small, maybe a little coin purse or something, make it with that, and just see what it feels like. How, you know, I like doing things like that. Yeah, it's it's not wide enough for a placemat. It could, I don't know, maybe in the middle of the table. No, it's supposed to be cork. See, look, it looks like, can you see it? Is it sharp, the image? Can you see that, you know, in between the, look, it's obviously clearer here. Look, this, if you think away the colours, then it looks like cork. So I have seen a YouTuber make a purse out of this, and she stamped it as well. So that's what I'm going to try and do. See how that goes. But of course, yes, it's time, isn't it? I've got lots of plans. I just need more time. Don't we all? There we go. One day. I didn't give my sewing machine to go to the storage unit. That's still here. So I did use my brain at one point. I know, Stella. I don't know what this. I don't think it's real cork. I think it's because this this looks like fabric, doesn't it? And it's soft. It's really soft. I don't know. But it was like, it appeared on most of the fabric stalls. They now all had it, sort of one box with this in. So I didn't see it before, so we'll see. So the way she stamped on it was with wooden stamps, and I bought one. Look at that. Yeah, I know it would break. It would, wouldn't it? So it's I think it's either a thin layer on. No, I can't remember the stall, Stella. Sorry. There were so many of them. So I was going to use some fabric paint to stamp with this one, and I got some fabric paints, just some plain colours, because last time I bought a starter kit, which I still haven't started, but one day, when I set my mind to it, I'm going to try it out. But also I wanted some neutral colours, so I think those are good ones to try and stamp this onto the cork. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I know they have lovely stamps, and it's like a wooden block stamp, so it's really nice, and it's from Blockcraft. So if you type that into Google or website or wherever, you will find their shop. And I think Blockcraft, it's Indian printing blocks by the Arty Crafty Place. It's called the Arty Crafty Place. The artycraftyplace.co.uk. And they have loads and loads of stamps. They have lots of, look. So last time I bought a couple of stamps that I thought would be good. So what I did this time, I knew I wanted this one because I saw it last time, but I didn't get it, you know, budget and everything. So I wanted it, but I made sure that I took a picture of the stamps that I had already before I left, And so when I was there, I was able to open that picture to make sure that I didn't have the same, that I didn't buy the same stamp. But obviously I only got this one, and this was the one I wanted. And also I took a picture of every color that I had. I've got 4 colors, like yellow, green, blue, and a pinkish one. So I think all those are good colors just to go together, you know, so I can do all kinds of things now. So in a way, that this is added to my basic pack, and I can get on, you know, I can now, you know, get on and do something with it. I also have some plain material as well, that I know that I have that, and so I can try and stamp on that. But they also sell like the plain canvas, calico, cotton, like the shopping bags and things like that, so you can stamp them yourself. So that's a really nice project to do, and I think it can get so addictive as well, because of course if you buy one stamp you want this one and this one as well. But the way I did it, I think I'm going to keep you know, if I buy one each time I go, then I'm building up my collection, and slowly I can start using them and things like that. And also if I keep on putting a picture and keeping them on my phone, then I know which ones I've got. So there we go. I got some sewing thread. I ran out of blue sewing thread. I've got a whole box of them, but yeah, sometimes you just have to add to them. This was really cheap though. They were £1, and they're Gutermann. They were £1 each, and they're Gutermann. And my sewing machine does not like any other brand but Gutermann. If I put any other in, it breaks. It does all kinds of funny things. But yeah, I thought these were good colours just to add to my collection, as they were really cheap. All the other stands had them at £1.60 per reel, so I think I did a good deal there. So it's always good to just add a few there, especially like I am doing. I'm making those bags. It doesn't really matter what colour you use, just as long as it goes somehow, you know, it doesn't have to match up completely. That was the first bag. It's empty. We will be here until tomorrow. Thank you, Hanan. It's really nice of you to join us. This was the leaflet of the show, and Karen and I, yeah, like we said, our system got so upset. We need to figure out a different way of doing the February thing. See, look, this is the plan, and normally we walk like this, but here we got stuck. We didn't know where to go then. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way of doing all these without missing any. But yeah, we had a great time, to be honest. I mean, we were looking at... Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was spotted. Some of my subscribers were there, and they went like, "Hi, is that you?" And it's like, ah! I was so surprised. It was like unbelievable that they would, first of all, recognize me. But yeah, I was... So I was standing there at a stall, and I think Karen was talking to the lady of the store. And if that happens, sometimes you're not involved in the conversation. So I just wait and I just look around. You know, sometimes you're all involved in the conversation, so you take part. But sometimes it just happens that she's talking, and I think, yeah, just, you know, you sort of, you know. And so I was just looking at sewing thread, in fact. And all of a sudden I saw these two ladies hovering, you know. They were there, and I thought, what's happening? But I didn't, do you know what I mean? I didn't sort of, and then of course she started talking. She said, "I follow you on YouTube," and I was like, ah! I didn't know what to do. I was, you know, I was there was all this sewing thread in between us, and then they were there. So she brought her friend, and we said hello, and I said, oh, it's really nice to meet you, blah blah blah. But I was struck down. I was pinned to the floor. I didn't know how to react, basically. Hi, Debbie. And so, we were all smiley, and, and then they walked off, and I was like, oh my goodness, and I was sort of smiling to myself, but of course I was conscious of the fact that Karen was still talking to the lady. And I thought, well, do I say something? Do I not say something, And so I was like, okay. I said to Karen, so she sort of seemed to have noticed that something happened. And she looked at me. I said, yeah, there were 2 subscribers. They saw me. They spotted me. And I was like, wow, She said, wow, well done and everything, And I thought, oh my goodness, why didn't I take a picture? Why didn't I say hello properly, I was just so, and I thought, oh, they must still be around. They must still be around. And I looked around, and there they were. They were still in this stall. And I thought, right, okay, got my phone out, rushed over. I said, look, can we have a selfie, please, and so we took the selfie, and I made a friend come in as well, because of course, you don't want to leave anybody out, and it was just so nice, and I was so glad I recovered, from the shock at first. And then I sort of got, wait, I've got cards. So I got my YouTube card out and I gave it to them. They made me sign it. Bye. They made me sign it. So it was such a wonderful experience. Unbelievable. I mean, it was, yeah. But there's one thing I want to say, okay? What this lady, and I've forgotten her name now, so I'm so sorry. She's around. I think she's on, I think she's already contacted me on Facebook and everything. What I want to say is, if you ever spot me anywhere, okay, anywhere at all, whatever I'm doing, make contact. I don't know you, you know me, okay? Even if I'm doing something else, that moment is never going to come back. If you walk away from me, we will not be able to talk, ever maybe. So do not walk away. Stay, and catch my eye, ask for my attention, get my attention. I do not want you to walk away without... I know, Pat, I know. It's just things... I need to get my head around all of those things. But you did get a little present from me, okay? So, yes, you got a little present. I'm pleased about that. But, if you recognize me, if you spot me, and you think, oh, that's Anya, and you walk away from me, I won't be able to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Whatever I'm doing, I will stop doing that and I will make time for you. I want to talk. So this lady, she was saying, oh, we don't want to interrupt your day. We don't want to take you away from what you were doing. No. Do not even think about that. I am there. I am there for you. I want to talk to you. I want to meet you. I want to spend time with you. I want to have a selfie. I want to have a picture with you. I want to know your name, even though I might not be able to remember it. Yes, I want to, have that contact with as many as you possibly can, okay? So if you ever do spot me, wherever I am, even if I'm having a dinner with my husband, a romantic dinner somewhere, please come and interrupt. I do not, I can talk to him later on again. I can't talk to you later on because you'll be gone. You'll be off in your life again, okay? If our lives meet, I want to experience it, okay? Yes, yeah. Look for catch my eye, whatever you have to do, linger if you want to, linger in the back of, as long as you have to, come and say hello, please. I do not want you to walk off without, without having had that chat, without having had that picture. So yeah, I was so pleased I managed to catch them again, because that first moment I was just, I was pinned to the floor. I didn't know what to do. I really didn't. And I was so pleased I was able to recover and go and find them again, because they were still hovering, and I gave them a little card and I signed them my name. And I have ordered, I have now ordered cards. So they're postcard size. They have all my information on the back. They have a lovely photo of the channel on the front, so that if I do meet any of you again at a meet and greet or anywhere at all, because I have found out there's quite a few people of you who live in Devon who are around. Somebody, hi Ingrid, somebody's in Columpton, somebody's in Clis St Mary, all over the place. You are close by. If you ever are around in Exmouth, let me know via messenger. If I can come out and see you, I will. Okay. I've had these cards printed. Well, they still have to arrive. I'll show you them when they arrive. And I've bought a permanent marker, and I'll be able to sign them and give it to you. Okay. So I'm so sorry that the people who I have met in real life up until now haven't had that, but I'm learning. Okay, we're all learning. I was so pleased I came up with the idea of giving you a little present for the ones who I met in New York. I should have done that in November as well for the ones in Exeter, but that's life, isn't it? You learn everything you do, you learn something. And yeah, it was just so nice to meet these ladies. And then after that, see, I was wearing one of my dresses, and then I had a jeans jacket over, because it's always really warm in the hall. But then over that jeans jacket, I put a virus shawl. I had 3 or 4 people pointing out to my shawl, talking to me about my shawl. One of them is Lynn, and she's already become a member of the group. She said, yeah, I want to... Oh, are we going back to America? Fabulous. I want to make a virus shawl. I said, yeah, look at my tutorial, and things. It's just a way. Oh yes, Rachel. Yeah, I've got an idea actually, Rachel. It's just so nice to have that icebreaker. They ask me, where did you what yarn did you use? Did you make this yourself? Where did you? And then of course I can say, yes, I made it myself. If you would like a tutorial, I've got one. It's so nice to have that icebreaker, to have that little bit of input that you can just start talking to someone. It is just so lovely. Yes, I know I have to go all over the world. So yeah, she started talking to me. She had her friends there with her, and we had a little conversation. It was so nice. So yeah, we had, like I said, we had a lovely day, Karen and I, and to meet some of my subscribers, to get in touch with some people who are now a member of the Facebook group, who will be watching the tutorials, is just amazing. Just amazing. It's just, yeah, it's beyond words, to be honest. I can't, yeah, I remember that moment. Hi Denise. I remember that moment where I regretted not making more contact, and having been pinned to the floor. I couldn't do anything else but stand there and smile almost, I was like, oh, why did I do that? But then I thought, hang on a minute, I recovered, and I thought, are they still around? I want to take a selfie, And yeah, so that was just the fact that I could correct myself was just amazing, and they were pleased that I had the picture. So yeah, it's in with all the other pictures of the haul on the Facebook group, and I've put it as last because of course I didn't sort of ask for their permission, so hopefully it's okay. It's not out in the open, but it is in between those pictures. So yeah. Yeah, you'll have to put Ophelia Talks made according to a tutorial by Ophelia Talks. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so if you spot me, make sure you talk to me, okay? Because I won't be able to recognize you, but you will recognize me, right? And if I have those 50,000 subscribers, I'll have that tattoo to prove it. Okay, so back to my haul. Tree of Life. I have some material of this, but I've used quite a lot of it, so I wanted another meter. I really like this. I have it in the other way round. I'm going through it quickly now because we've already been doing this for an hour, and otherwise my husband will intervene again, saying it will take until tomorrow night. So more of this. Like I said, I am wanting to make a new bag. Are you sitting down? Are we all sitting down? Have you got your glasses on? Okay, this is the fabric. Do we like it? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, you know I like wearing blue. So last year I had this fabric for my bag, but then the other way around. So this year I am going to have a bag made out of this fabric. Yeah, Mandala Madness in blue. I love it. It's gonna go, look, this is the dress I always used to wear it with last year. I think it's going to be fabulous. And for the lining and for a inside bag, this to go with it. So they suggested I put this with this as my lining, and I think it goes wonderful. It's the same colours, and they also had this in a different colourway. They had it in green and red, but no way was that as nice as this. I mean, if they didn't have it in the blue, I would have possibly bought it in the green. If I hadn't bought it in the green, I would have regretted it. But this, yeah, I really, really like this. So I'm really pleased I got this, and this is the bag I'm going to be making for the summer. Bye, Anna. See you later. Yeah, I'm really pleased I got this. And I think it was £10 a meter. So for this type of fabric, which is the thicker fabric, it's like the furniture, you know, the upholstery fabric again. I think it's really good value, because normally it's more than, you know, it's 12 or 15 pounds that you buy this at in a normal shop, or even 18, 19 sometimes. So I think this is good value, and yeah, to have then the two that go together, I think it's brilliant. And also, you know, it's not, yeah, that's why I bought this. Look, that would go with it as well. So for an inner pocket, or for the lining of, I like making a little toiletry bag to go with it. And then if I use this for the toiletry bag and then this for the lining, then, you know, that matches up again as well. But yeah, I really, this is fabulous. I spotted this at the first stall of fabric that we saw, and I thought, shall I wait until the end of the, you know, fair, and then, or before we go home, and then buy it? But just one of these fell earlier. But I thought, no, I'm going to get it here, even, you know, even if it's cheaper elsewhere. I don't want to miss out. So I bought it there, £10 a meter. Guess what? They didn't have it anywhere else in the fair. The whole fair, nobody had this fabric, this particular one. It was the only stall that had it. And when I went back after, you know, in the afternoon, when Karen was having her sit down, I went back to this stall and I told them, I said, look, you're the only ones who have this fabric. and they were really pleased to know that. But yeah, it's one of these things, isn't it? You have to buy it when you see it. I know. More things. Okay, so at Crochet Club, I give away a prize every time we meet, because it's just something we do. We play a little game, a very silly numbers game, and the winner gets a little prize. And generally, I make something. But of course, I'll make something small, like a little drawstring bag or something that I can make quickly. But of course, yeah, it's time as well. So now and then I try to buy something as well. So I try to give them like a nice ball of wool or something like that, you know. So bye, Sandra. So this time I looked at the fair, I looked for little things that I could buy them, and look what I found. It's a little metal box for putting like stitch markers in. So it's a tiny little box, but you know, they can use it. It's a little prize, and I think, you know, it'll be appreciated, I'm sure. So I got myself this and this. Bye! Because I do like putting things in tin boxes, so I thought it would be a good thing to get. Then I got this as well as a little prize. I don't know what you could do with it. Yeah! It's a little ball of wool, and it's got pom-poms on it. So I got a couple of those to give away. But yeah, just fun things, you know. Sometimes I just get a little ball of fun to give away. And I got something else to give away because they were on special offer, because I think they're much more expensive than what I paid. This is the scrubby yarn. So, like for instance, at Christmas, I sometimes give them a ball of glittery yarn or something like that. But I thought this would be good for, you know, for a prize as well. So I have 3 prizes. So that's for 3 times that we come together, and then in between I do try and make them something. So I give a present every other time, and then every other time I make a present. So, you know, sort of, you know, keep making it a little bit easier on myself, but then buying something as well, making something as well. And then as last, I got, yes, I bought some yarn. Finally, she bought yarn. I bought some Chunky Monkey. It's chunky. It's scapious, and it has a pattern with it. It's for a Chunky Monkey V-stitch blanket, but I don't think it's a big blanket. That's okay, Emma. Nice for you to join us. So, yeah, I love the colours, and I am going to make this as a blanket, as prescribed here. And I've already said we are going to Belgium in May, and so of course there'll be traveling involved. So I thought if I took this, I could do that in the car there. I could do it while we're there, and I could do it on the way back. And I think that will make the whole blanket in that sort of time frame. It's compact. I can easily take it with me, put it in one bag, and off I go. I'll work out what a hook I need, and then yeah, it's probably a play blanket size. So that will be a good travel project. That's why I got it. Now, last year, 2 years ago, I can't remember, I gave one of my packs that I had away to my friend Anya, because she also crochets. It was her birthday, and I thought, what can I give her? And I had this pack, and I thought, right, I'm going to give her the pack. I'm going to get her to start crocheting again, because she used to enjoy it. And she sort of, I thought, yeah, it would be good for her to start crocheting as well. So I gave her the rainbow blanket pack, but I wanted it back. You know, I gave it away, and so I needed to buy it back. So this is the pack that I gave to her, and I have bought it back. So I finally cleared that off my shelf, and what does she do? She goes and buys it again. But Anya made the blanket, and to be honest, I was jealous. She made it as prescribed here, and it looks wonderful. It really, really looks so nice. So I thought, gotta have that. Gotta have that. So there we go. So yeah, she really enjoyed making it as well. So it's an easy blanket, but I might just keep that for, you know, sort of after the, or during the summer or after the summer, if I need another bed project when eventually the kiss blanket is finished. And now we have one empty bag. That is it. That's it. That's what I bought. Yeah, as you know, I also like sewing. I get my machine out sometimes. When I'm all up to date with my crochet and YouTube videos and everything like that, I tend to allow myself a day or a weekend of sewing. I generally sort of Friday evening. No, Pat, I didn't have any other yarn. That's why I got. So I'll get my machine out Friday evening, and then I'll do the sewing sort of Friday evening. I'll get it started. Saturday during the day I will sew all day, and then hopefully into Sunday I'll finish things off. But yeah, I do like sewing. I've always liked it. So and yeah, so you know, you have to give in to that at one point, you know, but I do think, you know, all those bags that I've made, I use them. I've got them as project bags. I had that bag with the trees on as my handbag last summer, so I'm hoping to you know, this one here, the pretty fabric, I'm hoping to make a bag with that. So yeah, if you spot that bag at a craft fair soon, do say hello. Anyway, next week you will see how I sew. Right, so we have finished all the crocheting for the bag, right? So you should be close to finishing the actual crocheting for your project bag. Now, underneath that video, I have put a link to the pattern on Ravelry because I've already published it there. If you want to support me, you can go over to Ravelry and buy the pattern there. If you, of course, are able to make it. I've seen quite a few people who are making it with double strands and things like that. And yeah, they're looking great. They're looking really, really nice. So I am pleased that so many of you are actually making the project bag. But of course, next week it is lining time. Okay, so let me just take this out. Yeah, let me just take this out and show you. So I have made pockets in this lining. I have tacked it in. I haven't sewn it in. I've just hot glued it in the end, and it's staying, so that's good. And yeah, so in the video, yes. Don't forget to put the feet on first, okay? In the video, I give you all the instructions of what to do. Put the feet on, put the handles on, how to decorate the handles so they look nice. So, yeah. It was a comedy film. I set it up. I started sewing, and it all went wrong, and I had to redo it, and no, Derek, we can't sell them to attach now. So I had to delete quite a lot of the footage. But it's still 50 minutes long. So just get your crochet out, make sure it's an easy pattern, and just watch me suffer. I need a drink first. I'm hoping that by what I'm showing you from the video, you will be able to distinguish the steps in what you need to do to make the lining. Okay, it's not a professional video. I am not a professional sewer. I cannot, or seamstress. I could, do you know what I mean? I could try and do it better or differently, but at this moment in time, I just don't know how. The way I set up my things, and because I had to have the tripod and making sure it wasn't on the table, because of course the sewing machine makes it go, you can't have your tripod on the table. So yeah, I'm sure that with a little bit of common sense and the video, you'll be able to work it out. If you can't, like somebody said earlier, just cut it according to, I try to tell you how to cut it as well. And then just do it by hand, or even just glue it in, staple it in if you have to. Okay. Yeah, the lining. See, I've made this a couple of months in advance, of course, you see. And I have been using this, and it works. The lining works. It's staying in. The pockets are the right size. It can put a full ball in, but also it will hold, can't hold it up. But it will hold, half balls as well. So, I've been trying this layout out. I've been manhandling this. Oh, there's my scissors. I've been using this, sort of not being careful with it, being, sort of to make sure that what I've made looks nice and will stay nice and will keep its shape and everything. So yeah, I've been using this for a couple of months now, and it's fine. It looks fine. It's still okay. It's not like it's fallen apart or anything like that. So with the way I've done it also here, the way we've done the openings for the handles, you sort of have to come up with a way of attaching them. At one point I thought, how am I going to do it? But because then I came up with a way, it's nice to know now, of course, before you're doing it, that actually it works. I can put it up. It's not getting, the hole isn't getting bigger. It's fine, So this way, it was a simple way of attaching the handles, but it works, and then, I did it differently first. The decoration, I did something else. It just didn't look very nice. So I cut that out of the video. I changed my mind there and then, and I changed it. So I think I do tell you what I tried to do, but it just didn't work. So, there is a process in all of this. And of course with crochet, I'm a little bit more familiar now, and I can do it, sort of thinking in advance, but that's not going to work. But something like this, then, you have to come up with other ideas, because of course this is combining crochet and my sewing. So again, a different type of craft almost. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased with this bag. And if you have made yours, I hope that you are really pleased with it as well. And yeah, the money I spend on the cord, to be honest, I think, yeah, if you have a bag that, thank you, Tracy, thank you, that you're going to use so much, then I think it's been worth it, I think this is one of, this is one of my go-to bags almost, something that I've been using since I've finished it, basically. It's not like I've put it away and say, yeah, I'll start using that as and when. I've started using it straight away, and I haven't not used it since I've made it. So I hope that, you know, you can manage to make the lining and that you'll enjoy using your bag as well. And of course, I am now already working on the next cowl, so keep that in mind. My testers are so happy doing the pattern and they're enjoying it so much. So I am really pleased about that, and I am even more pleased about the fact that it's all coming together and I can give you a cowl that you know, that you can do, all of you, you know, not just the ones with the strong arms. Okay, I'm really pleased that, yes, I was asked to do a project bag, I've done it, but you know that in the works there is also a cowl for everyone. Okay, and my testers are finding it really, really lovely. Dank u wel, Francie. Ja, dat vond ik ook. Indeed, the bag, with it being round, it is a really, really handy bag to you know, to use basically. I know, Rose, I know, like I said, and you know, I don't want to say, yeah, everybody can make this, everybody can make this. I want to be able to, you know, sort of, you know, in advance, I told you, no, don't even try it if, you know, if you think your hands are not going to be able to cope. Mine only just did. So, you know, and take your time. But I know that the cowl that I'm making is going to be for everyone. Everyone's going to be able to enjoy it. So I am really pleased about that. And that is coming together as well. So I am super pleased about that. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm hoping he's going to make pancakes. Darling. Layla, unfortunately, did not wake up. Yeah, there's many people who have, yes, there's many people who have been even now posting pictures of the poncho, you know, the mystery cowl that we did, and they've turned it into all kinds of things, blankets. It's so nice to you know, to see all the ones that are now finished, and yeah, it's really, really lovely. Yes, I am doing that shawl as well. I am not doing it yet, mind you, because my mum has it. I am going over there in May, and that's when I will have a closer look and take more pictures, and hopefully be able to work out how yes. Oh, that's wonderful, Norma. Yes, I would love to see the blanket. Yeah, that shell shawl, I will do it, but not until May, because my mum has it. Of course, she's in Belgium, and I will be able to, you know, when I go over there, I'll be able to work out how it was made and things like that. So we will work about it together. Yes, Rafaela, the kiss blanket is here. I will be working on that really soon again, but this is where we're at. It's still the same as last week, I'm afraid. Yes, you have got to say hello to me. You will recognize me. I don't know you, obviously, because, you know, I don't see you like you see me. And those tiny little profile pictures, sorry, but you know, I don't recognize anybody. And anyway, most of you have like something else in there, crochet blanket, a pet, or whatever. So, or one of those avatar things or emoji things. I cannot recognize anybody like that. Okay. Pat has a nice picture, and I even had trouble, you know, is that her? You know, because her, you know, it's this small, you know, this small, and then you have to recognize somebody in real life. I'm not the one to do it, but of course, you all know what I look like. Okay, you've seen me in action as well, you know, so it makes a difference. You will know the sound of my voice, which I don't know that, as you know, so I'd hide please don't think I'm interrupting something. Don't think I don't want to disturb her. Don't think, oh, she's not going to be wanting to talk to me. Please, please, never think I don't want to talk to you. Come up to me, catch my eye, say something, you know, anything. I do not mind at all of being interrupted of what I am doing, because I want to, you know, I want to meet you. Okay? So, Scott? Scott! He's doing it. Oh my goodness, what is this? I don't think he can keep up with it. Heb je het al gezien? Have you seen how many there are? Anyway, people, have a nice week. I hope you enjoy the videos that are coming up this week. And I will see you next week for the 40,000K giveaway. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. We had a really nice time. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye.